Hi everyone, I'm Maggie Weldon from maggiescrochet.com, and every once in a while in crochet there are these defining moments, and I really think that this board is one of them. This is so beautiful. I just love this. I've just been walking it around the office, and this is to introduce a series of flower videos that we're doing here on YouTube. And we're going to do videos on every single one of these flowers, and then there's going to be several other flowers also. And most of these were done with worsted weight yarn, and all different brands of yarn were used for this. And I just think it's really beautiful. Look at this. And so it's a great way to use up scraps. And this one flower down at the bottom, let me see, I gotta go this way. The pink one here, I made it big enough so you could actually put like a little votive candle in the middle. And you could use these like to decorate scarves or hats or just anything, placemats, anything. I just love these things. So anyway, well, we're going to take you to a close-up lesson, and Christina is going to show you how to make the flowers. And please, please, please subscribe to our channel and like and share our videos because it really helps us out a lot. Thanks a lot for watching.
Hey everybody, it's Christina from maggiescrochet.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this sunflower. This is worked using worsted weight yarn and a size H hook, and it's probably about 5 or 6 inches in diameter. It's a pretty easy skill project. You will need, of course, brown and yellow yarn, if you're making a traditional sunflower at least. To begin, take your yellow and your H hook and chain 3. Then we'll join this together to form a ring. So take your hook, insert it into that stitch closest to your slip knot, pull a loop through, and pull that same loop through the loop already on your hook. This forms our ring. Let's see. There's the center of it right there. And in the center of that ring, go ahead and chain 1, and then we're going to work 12 single crochet stitches right into the middle of this ring. So I'll do that, and I'll come back and show you the next step. Once you've got your 12 single crochets, you're ready to move on to round 2, but for this project we are not going to join our rounds. Instead, you want to take a stitch marker. I usually mark the last stitch in my round. I find that easiest. If you prefer to mark the first, that's fine. Just be consistent, know which it is. So for me, that is the last stitch of the round, and I'll move on to round 2. Round 2 is a 2-1 pattern. We'll work 2 single crochets in this first stitch and 1 in the one after that, and we'll just repeat that all the way around. So at the end of round 2 we should have 18 single crochet stitches. Remember, this is going to be my last stitch. Round 3 is going to be worked the same way, the same 2-1 increasing pattern. So at the end of round 3 I'll have 27 stitches, and that's when I'll come back and show you what to do next. So at the end of row 3 I've got 27 single crochets all the way around. I went ahead and moved my stitch marker up to the last stitch of round 3. For round 4, it's going to be a similar kind of thing. We're going to do 2 single crochets in the next single crochet. So right here I'll do 2, and then in the 2 after that it's just 1 each. So it's a 2-1-1 pattern. So you'll do that all the way around. Row 5 is very similar. You'll do 2 in the first stitch, and then in the next 3 you'll do 1 each. So round 4 is 2-1-1, round 5 would be 2-1-1-1. And then for round 6 you'll just work it even, work 1 single crochet per stitch all the way around. So I'm going to do these 3 rounds, and then when I come back we'll be ready to start moving on to the petals of our sunflower. So now at the end of round 6, I've still got 45 single crochets all the way around, and I finally get to start working on the petals. So just from right where you ended, we'll start the petal. Now the petals worked in rows, not rounds, so we will be turning our work for the petals. You'll start by single crocheting in the next 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and then take your stitch marker and mark the next stitch. Just slide it right in there, lock it in place. Okay? You'll chain 1 and turn at the beginning of each row for the petal. Single crochet in the next 3 single crochets, the ones you just did. Chain 1 and turn, skipping the first single crochet in the other 2. So skip this first one, 1 and 2. Chain 1 and turn. This is row 4 we're on now. Skipping the first single crochet in the next one. So there's just 1 single crochet in that row. And then for row 5, single crochet in that last and only single crochet. And then we're going to just kind of slip stitch down the side of the petal so that we can start our next petal where we've marked this stitch. So we had 5 rows, we should get 4 or 5 slip stitches down the side of our petal. And the slip stitch is just you insert into the stitch, grab your loop, pull it through, and pull that same loop through the first loop on your hook. So it looks like I'm going to get 5 slip stitches down the side of my petal. And then once you reach the bottom, you're ready to work on the next petal. So in this marked stitch right here, there we're going to work a slip stitch, chain 1, and a single crochet in the same stitch. And then you can take out your stitch marker and then single crochet in the next 2 single crochets so that we have the base of our next petal as these 3 single crochets. Then from rounds 2 through 5, we'll repeat what we did for the first petal. So that's row 2 is 3 single crochets across, chain 1 and turn. For row 3, you skip the first one. Row 4, skip the first one again, so you've only got 1 single crochet in this row. And then row 5, a single crochet right there at the top. Then we'll slip stitch down the side and continue working all the way around. We'll end up with a total of 15 little sunflower petals, and so once you come back around to the front, you can just go ahead, finish off your yarn, and weave in your ends. So I'm going to finish doing that, and I'll come back and show you how to make the center of your sunflower. The first round of the center of your sunflower is exactly like round 1 of the petals. You'll start with chain 3, join it to form a ring, and then work 12 single crochets into that ring, joining with a slip stitch. So I went ahead and did that. Round 2, chain 4 and turn, and we're going to slip stitch it into the next single crochet. So just go into the stitch right there, pull loop through, pull that same loop through the loop already on your hook, and we'll repeat that around, chaining 4 and slip stitching into the next single crochet. So when you get back all the way around, you should have 12 of these little chain 4 loops. At the end of round 2, you should look a little something like this with all the little loops around the edge of your flower. For round 3, we will turn, and then working in the same loops that we just worked into, so the top of round 1, we'll work 2 single crochets in the first stitch. So here's where that last loop was joined, and in this same stitch we will work 2 single crochets, and the next one will work 1. So it might help to kind of pull your yarn apart. There's where that stitch was joined, so we'll go right there, right into that same stitch, and do a single crochet. And we'll repeat this around, doing 2 and then 1 in each stitch. So when we come back around to the beginning, we ought to have 18 single crochets. And then from there, we'll repeat round 2 with more of these little loops. And it'll kind of push all the loops up into the front. This is the correct side that you're looking at now. And make all those little knobby things that all the sunflower seeds. So round 3 is what I'm doing right now. For rounds 4 and 5, I'll repeat rounds 2 and 3. Round 6 is repeating round 2. And then round 7 is worked very similar to the way I'm working this round here. The numbers are a little different, but the concept is the same. So once you finish making your sunflower center, take your sunflower itself and attach them. You can sew it, you can glue it, however you feel will keep it most secure. Let me kind of spread this out a little bit. You can see there's the center ring of the center and all these little chain 4 loops, giving it that nice sunflower texture. Well, I hope this video has been helpful to you. If you've got any questions, you can certainly leave them in the comments below. And you'll find the description and everything else you need, the pattern and everything else you'll need down in the description. Thanks for watching.
And this is the third part, which we're going to do the edging round. So at the end of row 13, so what that is to just go between these 2 shells and go into that space right there and work a single crochet like that.